Welcome back for day 11 of Equipped for the Call. Let's keep building. Yesterday, we acknowledged the reality of spiritual struggle mentioned in Ephesians 6. Today, we're going to stay in that context. And we're going to focus on staying alert, staying firm, vigilance, and resistance using 1 Peter 5:8-9, and James 4:7. This is about our active role, staying aware and pushing back. 1 Peter 5:8-9 says, "Be sober-minded and alert. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. Resist him, standing firm in your faith and knowing that your brothers throughout the world are undergoing the same kinds of suffering." James 4:7 says, "Submit yourselves then to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you." Okay, so we know this is a spiritual battle. What's our response? Peter gives clear commands. Be sober-minded and alert. Just like we practice situational awareness on every call. Scanning for dangers, assessing the scene. We need spiritual situational awareness. We need to be mentally clear-headed, sober-minded, and watchful or alert. And regarding the tactics of our adversary, Peter describes him as a roaring lion seeking someone to devour. Lions often target the weak, the isolated, the unaware. So what are the subtle attacks in our lives? Are they seeds of discouragement turning into despair? Irritation escalating into division within the team. Temptations exploiting our fatigue and stress, which in our field does a lot of that. Overwhelming fear, paralyzing good judgment, crippling self-doubt. We need to be alert to recognize these tactics for what they are. But awareness isn't enough. The command isn't just be alert, it's also resist him. This isn't a passive defense. It's an active stance. James echoes this, resist the devil. How do we do that effectively? Peter says, standing firm in your faith. Our faith, our active trust in God's character, promises, and power is our firm ground. James adds a crucial prerequisite. Submit yourselves then to God. Resistance flows from submission. When we align ourselves under God's authority, depending on His strength and His truth, then we can effectively resist the enemy's influence. And James gives a powerful promise attached to this submission and resistance, and he will flee from you. Our active stance, grounded in faith and submission to God, has power. We don't have to be victims. We are called to resist. Where do you feel most spiritually vulnerable or attacked right now? Is it in the area of burnout, cynicism, fear, temptation, or perhaps strained relationships on the team or your spouse or partner? Identify one specific area. Now, how can you practice active resistance there today? First, consciously submit that area to God's authority and help. Second, identify a specific truth or promise from God, your shield of faith, your sword that counters that lie or attack in that area. Third, make a decision to stand firm on that truth, refusing to give ground to the negative influence. What would it look like to actively resist rather than passively accept a problem, that negative pressure point today? So remember, be watchful for negative influences and resist them by submitting to God and standing firm in faith. Practice that alertness today. Don't just absorb negativity, resist it with faith. Watch your six. Be safe.